This is the video I've been waiting for. I am just straight up in love with Japanese folklore. I'm your host Youssef, and these are 10 scary creatures that are only found in Japan. Make sure you subscribe and ring that bell to get notified whenever we upload a new video. Anyways, let's see what's in store. Number 10, Manto. Manto, red cloak, also known as red cape, red vest, akai kami, aoi kami, red paper, blue paper, or occasionally aoi manto, blue cloak, is a Japanese urban legend about a masked spirit who wears a red cloak and who appears to people using toilets in public or school bathrooms. Accounts of the legend vary, but one consistent element of the story is that the spirit will ask the occupant of a toilet a question. In some versions, he will ask if they want red paper or blue paper, like toilet paper, though other versions identify the choices as a red cloak or a blue cloak, or as a red cape or a blue cape. Choosing either option will result in the individual being removed from life, so the individual must ignore the spirit or reject both options and flee in order to survive. Author and folklorist Matthew Meyer has stated that the Manto has been recorded as a schoolyard rumor dating back as early as the 1930s. In that time, the word manto commonly referred to a sleeveless kimono-style jacket, whereas in the modern day, manto is the Japanese word for cloak or cape. Because of this, different generations have had differing views of Manto's supposed physical appearance. Number 9, the Basan. The Basan, alternatively referred to as basa or inu ho'o, is a fowl-like bird with origins stemming from Japanese mythology and folklore and illustrated in Takahara Shunsen's Ihan Hyaku Monogatari and Gazu Hyaki Yagyo. It is said to live in the mountains of Iyo province, which is Ehime prefecture today. According to the description on the illustration, it resembles a large chicken and breathes ghost fire from its mouth. It is described as having a bright red coxcomb and spits an equally brilliant hued fire. The fire is a cold fire, a glow, and does not burn. It usually lives in the bamboo groves of mountain recesses, but sometimes materializes in human villages late at night. When the Basan flaps its wings, an eerie rustling, basa, can be heard. Supposedly, if a human hears the sound and looks outside, the bird's form will suddenly vanish. Number 8, Danzaburou Danuki. The supreme commander of the Tanuki on Sado Island, most tales of Danzaburou focus on its trickery of humans. He would create wall-like structures to block people's paths at night, fooled people with mirages, and sold leaves from trees by making them look as if they were made from gold. He also created mirages to lure people into his lair, said to be a hole in the ground or a cellar, making it appear as a splendid estate. If he ever became ill, Danzaburou would disguise himself as a human and visit human doctors for treatment. His reputation was not all bad, however. He was said to have often lent money to people struggling with financial troubles, though said funds were all in likelihood obtained by him fooling people into working for him, or otherwise embezzled. Some tales actually purport that Danzaburou would repay what he stole. A story from the town of Orido near Aikawa reported that the Tanuki left a sealed promissory note with the victim's name, the sum of money taken, and the date it was to be returned. When the day came, the victim found the note had disappeared and the payment was left in its place. Number 7, the Kappa. A Kappa, also known as Kawatoro Komahike, with a boss called Kawatora or Suikois, a reptiloid kami with similarities to yokai found in traditional Japanese folklore. Kappa can become harmful when they are not respected as gods. They are typically depicted as green, human-like beings with webbed hands and feet and turtle-like carapaces on their backs. The Kappa are known to favor cucumbers and love to engage in sumo wrestling. They are often accused of assaulting humans in water and removing a mythical organ called the shirikodama from their victim's booty. Number 6, Gashadokuro. The Gashadokuro is a spirit that takes the form of giant skeletons made of the skulls of people who passed away in the battlefield and is 10 or more meters tall. Only the eyes protrude, and some sources describe them as burning yellow or green. Gashadokuro wanders around at 2 in the morning and attacks and eats humans when it sees them. When a Gashadokuro approaches, it is said to make a clattering sound with its teeth, gachi gachi. However, they are also known to be stealthy when approaching humans they wish to eat. The following characteristics are not confirmed by Japanese data. The Gashadokuro are said to possess the powers of invisibility and indestructibility, since it is composed of the bones of people who are already deceased, though Shinto charms are said to ward them off. Otherwise, a Gashadokuro will continue hunting its prey until its pent-up anger is released, causing the bones to crumple and the Gashadokuro to collapse. Number 5, Heikegani. Heikegani is a species of crab native to Japan, with a shell that bears a pattern resembling a human face, a case of pareidolia, which is interpreted to be the face of an angry samurai, hence the nickname samurai crab. The crabs are named after the powerful Taira clan, which dominated medieval Japan, commonly known as the Heike. It is believed that these crabs are reincarnations of the Heike warriors defeated at the naval battle of Dan no Ura, as told in the tale of the Heike. While the crabs are edible, they are not eaten by most Japanese, for probably good reason. The Battle of Dan no Ura was preceded by an immense struggle between the imperial rulers of Japan, the Taira clan, also known as the Heike, who the Heikegani crabs are named after, and the Minamoto clan, or Genji, who were fighting for control of the throne at the end of the 12th century in the Genpei War. Number 4. Isonade. The Isonade, or beach stroker, is an enormous shark-like sea monster said to live off the coast of Matsura and other places in western Japan. According to the Ihan Hyako Monogatari, its body has never been seen and is always hidden beneath the waves, save for its huge tail fin, which is covered in small barbs. In theory, it approaches boats stealthily and uses its hooked tail to snare sailors and drag them into the sea where it devours them. When it appears, fierce winds blow. It may also simply use its tail to capsize boats or strike the beach with its tail and end people there. Number 3. Jinmenken. Jinmenken are dogs with human faces that are said to appear at night in Japanese urban areas. They are rumored to be able to run along highways at extremely high speeds, which allows them to overtake cars and then look back at drivers with their human faces. Jinmenken can talk, but prefers to be left alone. In some stories, which are often presented as comedic, wherein individuals may encounter a dog rummaging through garbage only for the dog to look up, revealing itself as a Jinmenken with its human face and say something like, "Leave me alone," or "Hotoite kure." Explanations for Jinmenken include that they are genetic experiments, or that a Jinmenken is the ghost of a human who was struck by a car while walking a dog. The concept of dogs with human faces date back at least as early as 1810, when a human-faced puppy was reportedly exhibited at a misamono. Rumors about Jinmenken may also have circulated among surfers in the 1950s, but the modern concept of the legend is first known to have spread across Japan in 1989. Additionally, Jinmenken, or human-faced dogs, have made appearances in various media. Number 2. Kitsune. In Japanese folklore, Kitsune are foxes that possess paranormal abilities that increase as they get older and wiser. According to yokai folklore, all foxes have the ability to shapeshift into human form. While some folktales speak of Kitsune employing this ability to trick others, as foxes in folklore often do, other stories portray them as faithful guardians, friends, and lovers. Foxes and humans lived close together in ancient Japan. This companionship gave rise to legends about the creatures. Kitsune have become closer associated with Inari, a Shinto kami or spirit, and serve as its messengers. This role has reinforced the fox's supernatural significance. The more tails a Kitsune has, they may have as many as 9, the older, wiser, and more powerful it is. Because of their potential power and influence, some people make sacrifices to them as a deity. Number 1. Namazu. The legend or myth in Japan is that a gigantic Namazu or catfish lives inside or beneath the earth or in the mud, which causes earthquakes. The association of the Namazu with earthquakes seems to have first occurred in the area around Lake Biwa around the 16th century. The Namazu had been depicted in the otsue, which were manufactured in that area. This earthquake-causing creature became associated with the deity and foundation stone in Kashima, Ibaraki. According to myth, the god Take Mikazuchi, enshrined at Kashima, restrains the catfish underneath a stone. When the Kashima god lets his guard fall, Namazu thrashes about, causing violent earthquakes. Thanks for watching. Those were 10 scary creatures that are only found in Japan. Leave a like and comment if we missed anything, and we hope you have a scary day.